The objective of this lesson is to teach students 5 new architectural words. At the end of the lesson, they will be able to use them in their conversations and writings. And they will be assessed by answering some information questions. They will learn them through reading. Okay, perfect. As for the lesson plan, here we have an icebreaker. We have a game called Mystery Facts, just to break the ice and oil the wheels. Okay, and we also have the lead-in and setting the context so that they know what they are, which is called the objective discussion, so that they know what they are gonna learn. And we have the PTV, which is teaching them the vocab using photos and slides. Then we have reading for jest, which is giving them simple questions before getting into the text so that they get an overall idea of the text they are about to read. After that, they get into reading for detail. So they read and answer more deep or deeper questions. Okay, and then we have a follow-up task, and this follow-up task connects the actual text to their life, because this is really important that they have this connection. If they don't have that, they will lose the knowledge of this vocabulary because it is not personal. So it has to be connected to their own life. And then we have content feedback. We have to discuss what they had, because we have to show them that this conversation, this discussion was really valuable. It's not just normal discussion, that's it, okay? And then if there is any mistake, we correct it when we get into the language feedback phase. Now, thank you very much. Let's get into the lesson. Hello, boys and girls. I hope you're doing well. Okay. You see these lovely pictures? Okay, can anyone tell me what are these? Towers, exactly, beautiful. So if you had one chance, which place would you visit and why? Cairo Tower, the Big Ben, or Galata Tower? Now, I need you to discuss this in pairs, and you have 2 minutes. Off you go. Okay, thank you very much. Can you, handsome boy, tell me which place would your colleague visit? Pretty nice. So do you agree with him? Yeah. Why? Yeah, it's amazing. I agree. It's really nice building. Okay, how about you, beautiful girl? Did you agree with your friend? Oh, very nice, very nice. So for me, I would go to Galata Tower, without hesitation, without thinking about it. I really appreciate Ottoman designs more than the Gothic style we have here in the Big Ben, which is the style they used to build with in Europe in the Renaissance age, and also more than the modern one we have here in Cairo Tower. It's actually very modern. It's how we build nowadays. Okay, so I think Ottoman designs are more close to us Muslims. And by the way, I haven't visited Cairo Tower, even though we have it in Egypt. But maybe, inshallah, in the future, I will visit it. Okay. Now, towers are a type of building, right? That we might visit. But we also have other types. For example, we might visit museums, bridges, and other buildings. Okay. Now, wouldn't it be nice to learn how to describe buildings in our conversations and writings and tell our friends about our travels? Yeah. So, we will learn that by reading Hiroshi's story. So, let's meet Hiroshi. So, from which country is he, in your opinion? Yeah, someone here said China. Someone said Japan. Maybe. Maybe Korea, right? Maybe Indonesia. So just for clarification, he's from Japan because his name is Hiroshi. So when you look at him, what do you think he loves the most? Yeah, someone said reading, maybe studying, right? Yeah. So he loves to read a lot. And that's why he visited two libraries and shared with us his opinion of both libraries, from the inside and from the outside. But before we get to his story, let's get to know some vocab. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. Okay, you see these buildings? So, what do you think they have in common? Yeah, maybe same color, but they don't look good, right? So, when you have an ugly building, it is called eyesore, okay? So, is eyesore a bad-looking car? No, it's in fact a bad-looking building. Okay. Is it a place you would love to visit? No. Right. Okay. So now, listen without repeating. Eyesore. Eyesore. Okay. Now repeat after me. Eyesore. Eyesore. Okay. And here is the form. And as you can see, we don't have a hyphen, and we don't also have a space. And it's basically a noun. All right. And you might have another word with the same meaning, which is monstrosity. Okay. Perfect. Now let's move to the next word. So this is completely the opposite, right? It's really good looking building, whether from the inside or from the outside, right? Um, this is called Hagia Sophia. It's a mosque basically, and it was a museum back then. And this has, some type of a story, but we just can't get into it right now because of, time frame. Okay. So when you have a really good looking building, we call it visual delight. Okay. Visual delight. So does visual delight mean an ugly building? It's in fact the opposite. It's amazing looking building, right? So is it a place you would love to visit? Of course. I would pay all my money to visit it. Okay. Now listen without repeating. Visual delight. Visual delight. Okay, now repeat after me. Visual delight. Visual delight. Beautiful. Okay, here is the form. And as you can see, these are two words, and it's basically a noun. Okay, and we might have a word with the same meaning, which is vision. You can say this is such a vision. This is a vision. Okay, both work. Okay. Let's move this to the next one. Okay, we have here a car that is destroying a building or pulling it down. Okay. Now, when we have that, it is called demolish. Okay, demolish. So, does demolish mean to build something? No, it's in fact the opposite. It is destroying something, right? So, um, does demolish mean um, to buy a car? No, it's in fact destroying a building. Okay, perfect. Now, listen without repeating. Demolish. Demolish. Now repeat after me. Demolish. Demolish. Perfect. Now, here's the form. And it's a verb, as you can see. And here is a synonym, which is pull down. Okay, and you can also say tear down. Okay, you can say both. Now, let's move to the next one. As you can see here, we have a design, okay, of some sort, maybe a facility or a school building, right? And we have the word approved, okay? So before we build something or establish a building, we have to get a permission from the government, much like you get a permission from your father to go out, right? And I'm sure that your father will be more easy on you than the government, right? Okay, so this permission you get before building something, it is called planning permission, okay? Planning permission. Okay, so is planning permission a building permission? Yeah, okay. So do you get it from your father? No, you get it from the government. So do we give this permission before buying a building? No, before establishing a building. Okay, pretty nice. Now, listen without repeating. Planning permission. Planning permission. Now repeat after me. Planning permission. Planning permission. Perfect. Okay. Here's the form. And it's a noun basically. And you might have another word which is building permit. Building permit. Okay, perfect. Now let's get back to Hiroshi. I'm sure we have to say sorry for him because he waited for a long time, right? Okay. Now, we will read his story in skim mode, okay? And we will do this alone. And I will give you 3 minutes. Okay. Now, here are the questions that you will read before reading the story or the passage. And here is the passage. Okay, thank you very much. Now, show me your answers. Just kidding. Okay, I prepared the papers. So I just need someone to hand out these papers because it's easy to concentrate on. Okay, thank you very much. Now, check in pairs. Okay, now, here are the answers. Beautiful. Now, we will do something a little bit deeper, okay? I've left a space down the paper so that you can answer these questions, okay? These questions are a little bit deep. So what I need is that you read them carefully and you will answer them alone. And I will give you more time, maybe 4 minutes or 5 minutes, okay? Now, you will do this alone or with a friend. You will do this alone. Okay, I'm giving you 4 minutes. Right, okay. Off you go. Okay, well done. Now, we will do this in groups, okay? Groups of 3 or 4. I just need maybe 4 groups, even if we have a group that is that has like more students, no problem. You know, if we are 20, maybe groups of 5 basically. Okay, so you will try to come to an agreement, okay, together, and you will nominate someone, and I will choose him so that he answers these questions that um, uh, came to an agreement on. Okay? So yeah, off you go. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now um let's choose a group. Okay, how about this group? Okay. What do you think of the first question? Oh, that's really nice answer. Oh, really nice. How about the second one? Oh, that's really nice answer. So as for the third one, I know it's a little bit tricky and it needs some time, and we might have different opinions basically. So how about the third one? Okay, nice, nice. So let's move to the next group. So what are your answers? Oh, really nice. You guys are really smart, mashallah. Yeah. Okay, what was the second one? Okay. The third one. Okay, really nice. So as for the third question, what do you think of the word validation? Okay, what do you think of it? And validation basically means um to make sure of something. When someone comes to you and starts saying bad things about someone, or starts to backbite him, um, you have to make sure first. You can't judge this other guy without, excuse me, without validating, okay, without making sure, you know. So you have to make sure first, and because if you thought about it, if we just judge right away, we will lose a lot of people, a lot of friends, and we will have like uh, a lot of hatred among us, right? Yeah, I think validation is a really nice word, and it, captures the main idea of the story pretty well. Yeah, thanks a lot for your participation, class, and I really enjoyed your opinions. It was really nice. Uh, have here really bright minds. Uh, yeah, you have really great future, inshallah. Okay, now, as a follow-up task, we will do this in pairs. Um, and the question is basically the following. I need you to discuss this. Have you had an experience similar to Hiroshi's experience? Okay, you have 2 minutes. Let's start. Okay, thank you very much. Now, how about you? Oh, pretty nice. That's really nice story. Oh, yeah, I can relate. I can relate. How about you, the boy at the back? Oh, that's embarrassing. It happens to us. It happens. Yeah. Okay. Um, as for me, I have a story. I had, a similar experience. I was going to a place and I heard the prayer call and I had to go to a mosque, right? And I found the mosque. So when I saw it, from the outside, it was dull and it was like um not in a really good shape, to be honest. But I had to go in, right? Because it's prayer time. So when I went in, I was amazed. I was spellbound. It was, one of the best buildings I've ever seen. You know, then told myself, you should not judge something by its cover, or you should not judge a book by its cover, basically. Um, so yeah, uh, thanks for your participation, boys and girls. I really enjoyed it. So these are the achievements we have made. We learned more than 5 architectural words and we used them in our conversations, okay? We learned that we should not judge a book by its cover. And we also learned how to deeply analyze a text. Okay, um, with that, we conclude, but there's something a little bit quick I need to tell you about. There were, some slips, and this happens, no problem. We all make mistakes. So someone said, I soak, and it's in fact I soar. Um, Someone also said, I has, and the correct form is I have. Okay, so um, you have, I have, we have. Okay, and you have also he has, she has, and it has. Okay, thanks very much for your answers and participations and discussions. I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to seeing you inshallah in future courses. Thanks for having me. See you later.